XML Elite, greater insight through clearer vision.
Great having you here to look at PeopleSoft's Accounts Payable WorkCenter dashboard. As some of you know, PeopleSoft WorkCenters use charts and grids to visualize aggregated application data. Now, don't worry if you're not familiar with PeopleSoft payable processes, because the grids are pretty intuitive. For example, at a glance, without knowing anything about payables, this pivot grid model shows us that payables has 184 unpaid vouchers currently, and that we owe our suppliers $75 million. The number of suppliers that we have that we've owed this amount to are these. So these 11 different suppliers. Once we take a look at the expanded version of the grid, we see that the graph is reconfigured, and here it makes it very easy for us to determine, as far as our suppliers, this supplier is owed the most money. How much? Well, a little over $50 million. So this vertical bar chart makes it very easy to see which supplier we need to go about paying first. This is a vertical bar chart. We also can see this information with a horizontal bar chart. Same information, horizontal orientation, which confirms that we owe this one supplier $50 million. Now, it'd be nice to know, what percentage of the total does this $50 million that's owed to this one supplier represent? Well, we said $50 million, and we said that the total amount was $75 million. So I could say roughly 2/3. And if we take a look at our pie chart, it will confirm that, because we see here 67%, almost 68% is owed to that one vendor. So basically, 2/3 of our total liability exposure is due to the obligations that we have for that one vendor. As we can see, pie charts are great for showing relative percentages, whereas bar charts are great for showing absolute totals. Okay, so we understand that we've got to get this vendor paid, and so with the 184 outstanding vouchers, it might be normal for us to expect that a lot of those 184 vouchers would be attributable to this one vendor. However, the grid allows us to see otherwise, because the grid shows us that this vendor that sold $50 million, in actuality, there are only 5 vouchers that are leading to that large obligation. See that? Only 5 vouchers. So it's great to be able to have the grid in concert with the charts to give us additional information. So this is an example of the kind of analysis that we can do with our pivot grid models. Another one of the pivot grid models that's included in the Accounts Payable WorkCenter is the discounts, the payables discounts that are lost and taken by business units. Another pivot grid model that's been included in the payables workbench is the voucher status pivot grid model. At a glance, if we take a look at this, again, without knowing anything about payables functionality, it's easy for us to see that we have over $750,000 worth of vouchers that are in an unposted status. These $750,000 of vouchers correspond with 35 unpaid invoices. Once again, we have the ability to use the charts to help us to make informed decisions so that we can go about paying some of these unpaid vouchers. We can click into the grid, and we see a world of information about each one of those different invoices that are there, these 35 invoices. Now, everything we've seen so far can be facilitated through other third-party analytical tools. The beauty of using the PeopleSoft integrated analytic framework is that we have the ability to go directly into PeopleSoft and take action. So we see here, if we go into PeopleSoft, this is PeopleSoft, and we can do what's necessary to be able to go in, determine which vouchers are postable but unpaid, and then go about decreasing our liability. All right, so that's the beauty of using the integrated PeopleSoft pivot grid analytical framework. So there you have it. As you can see, with the integrated charting, it enables us to make better informed operational decisions by aggregating data at a glance and then drilling down directly into the underlying PeopleSoft application. So as I close, we'd like to invite you to watch our other online videos which show pivot grid models like this one in manager dashboards and user homepages as well.
To talk more about PeopleSoft, analytics, and reporting, we invite you to share with us on any of our online communities. Thank you for watching, and may greater insight through clearer vision make your next decision your best decision.